that what they want to the same period of an improvement, but the expectation, if you take your judgment based on that, I think it saw 17. We saw that's a huge leap and good news. In terms of, it was really a bad news for the agriculture, considering the level of investment that the government have done in the sector, the subsidy provided, the credit that the government has given to the farmers. It's unfortunate that we are seeing a growth at 1.4 in the sector, despite the level of investment that has gone in. So in terms of the other sectors, we also saw a significant slowdown in the oil and gas, which I had earlier mentioned. We also saw the manufacturing sector also slowed down, really slowed down.
By the way, let me throw this in. Lagos, we're always going on PMI every new month, which is the purchase survey, asking manufacturers how things are going. That was, and it's been looking like it was boding well. But this is the cocoa. This is what you really should look at.
It depends. Not just the one by CBN and the one
by flooding affecting farms even in the north. So a couple of farmers that benefited from the anchor borrower scheme of the government lost their produce to flood. So which speaks to what the expectation, the outlook of the agricultural sector would be in Q3. I'm not seeing a good outlook for the agriculture sector.
They're basing that on commodities prices, saying that oil should grow. So
oil story.
All right. Well, Lagos. Okay, so that's on GDP. Okay, please let's get to these questions from yesterday. Lawson, for the last 3 weeks, has been asking about results. So, gentlemen, real quick, your thoughts on Stanbic's half-year results from what you're looking at.
I think generally it was an impressive result.
Yeah, it was, right? Gross earnings,
around 114 billion.
Right.
The key takeaway for me is the fact that they did an interim dividend of around 1 naira.
1 naira, right.
If you did dividend yields around 2%, if you did a comparison like to maybe other earnings or from maybe government and securities, it's dismal.
Okay.
But most importantly, the fact that they gave a dividend in that regard.
And then also their non-performing loans also reduced. Net assets also were up as well. So it was a generally decent result from Stanbic. And those are one of the things you want to look at.
Even the fact that government yields are dropping.
They are dropping, exactly. Well. And also the stock price, it's been at, I think it's last I've been tracking, it just dropped by 50 kobo over the last 3 weeks. So it's done better than a number of other stocks on the market which have been dropping. So it's been at 50 naira for a while. They only dropped recently by about 50 kobo to I think it's 49 naira 50 kobo right now. So a decent result overall. I mean, the quarter on quarter didn't move as much as year on year.
We saw marginal declines,
but overall
top line we saw 13% decline in the bottom line. The profit
profit after
tax of the period moved from 23 billion to 20 billion. That's quarter on quarter, but in terms of year on year, which I think a fair comparison on this now, because the quarter last year one could consider it as a mirror of, because at that time we saw the banking sectors doing very well.
Right, correct.
They benefited from the high yield on government instruments at that period, and we know some of those things are out of the way now.
Right.
And if you want to actually look at the performance, you can want to compare it to when you were having a surge, and to what is currently the situation now. I think the result is fair enough.
Okay, and also
for me, I think the issue is whether they can continue, you can sustain this momentum.
Right,
given
going
the fact
forward.
that a lot of large corporations are doing a lot of commercial paper.
Also, really quick, operating expenses increased quarter on quarter. One of them was increase in AMCON charges. The other was upward review of salary adjustment. So it's good to see people at Stanbic getting a higher salary.
a message
real quick,
before
before that, must get to this message from yesterday. Steven asked, what is intrinsic value? Ugodre likes dropping all these terms whenever he comes on. Ugodre is not here today, but guys, real quick, what is intrinsic value? I mean, it's a calculation now, Abi, when you're trying to find, using a number of factors to find out the market value of a company.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's going through the quantitative evaluation of what you think the company is worth.
Right.
Using different valuation method to arrive at your perceived value of the company. It can be different
from the current market value.
Definitely,
right.
Most cases you find it different, either higher or lower than the market value, and that's why that's the basis for which most times analysts give a call on the stock, either buy, sell, or hold.
So it gives you an idea of the average.
Right. Well, an idea of what the value
what
of the
value is. So a stock may be overvalued based on what the intrinsic value is to the market value.
Right.
Or it could be an undervalued stock.
So you use things like corporate governance, you use or versus PE ratios, price to book. So those are the things you all throw that into an Excel sheet, and so Steven, that's how you arrive at the intrinsic value. Again, another question from me: a good corporate bond to buy, gentlemen. Bolarinwa, you can pretty much, where can you get access to a corporate bond? Because we were mentioning this yesterday with the RSSF facility.
So you can either buy from your bank, going through your banks, or an asset management company could assist you in purchasing a corporate bond. So what's a good corporate bond? It depends on your risk appetite.
Right.
One, you need to have checked the antecedent of that company.
Right.
What's the company doing? What do they want to use the proceed of the bond for? What's the outlook of that company? Because it can go under.
Right.
So it is not like a government bond that
almost guaranteed
return. I think you need to look at the entire picture of the company, understand what company you're buying into. You seek advice from experts, so that you don't just put your money in an instrument and at the end of the day you lose both the returns and the capital.
Thank you. All right, that does it for the questions from yesterday. I'm glad we got through that. All right.
All right. So look at the button today. Jeep sends in a question here from Lagos. Jeep says, hello guys, hope you're enjoying the school. It's actually Tuesday.
Right, exactly.
Please, I want to know, is it a double to invest in national treasury bills? I'm sure that's what he means.
NTB. Yeah, okay.
The year when preparation for elections is beginning to gather momentum. I need your advice, guys.
Okay, I mean, you just mentioned risk now. Treasury.
It's assumed to be risk-free. Government will still be here. Whether
we can borrow.
We can borrow money and pay back.
The intention to borrow like additional 2.5 billion.
But the thing is, you need to check out: are you satisfied with the returns? If you have a stronger risk appetite, you can go for a corporate bond, or the commercial papers, which is more like the private arm of substitute to treasury bills.
All right. So Damilola here says, I believe proportional purchases are better because it's usually difficult to get in at the lowest prices.
So buying in bits and pieces.
Exactly. So
right now,
then you take an average position that gives you a best outcome.
Okay. All Steve here says, guys, the question remains: how many farmers are actually accessing the cheap funds? I cannot trust that majority of these funds do not end up in the hands of those connected to top officials in the CBN or the ministries.
Steve, we just have to take them at their word that this money is being funneled to the farmers, and of course we have to look at the books of the CBN and so on and see exactly how much was sent out to them as
Rotus, you want to be the auditor of the CBN?
James also asks, he says, please, how can one invest in corporate bonds, and what should one look for or look out for while trying to invest?
Well, I mean, James, we just answered that question already. Bolarinwa already answered it as far as the antecedents of the company, of the corporate corporation,
the purpose for which the money.
A Dangote, all the big companies that we know are solid. Those are the ones.
Usually, minimum investment capital required.
Exactly, for that as well.
All
okay.
Right. Catch the piece you missed on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/smooth91FM Lagos. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. We answered all our questions. Thank you guys so much.
Rotus is on Twitter at Rotanquotes with a K, Rotanquotes. All right, Lagos. Keep it locked here. Smooth breakfast with Folu and myself, Valentine. Good morning.
Invest your money with the experts.
I am so happy.